Thanks for joining Overcoming Work at Home Challenges. My name's Laurie Kahn, and I own Media Staffing Network and Local Sales Recruitment. I have been working with media companies since 1993 on helping them hire outstanding talent and helping many talented professionals land their dream job. Throughout the years, I've been involved in various topics ranging from game plans on how to get the right job, management training on how to attract, hire, and retain talent, helping companies revamp compensation plans, creating a dream job boot camp for entry-level workers, and women re-entering the workforce. Most importantly, as it applies to today, I've been running Media Staffing Network virtually since 2007. The majority of our placements are found through a combination of email, phone, and video chats. So if we can do it, so can you. So the first advice I have in working remote is don't panic. Almost everything we do at the office can be done remotely. If anything, this crazy time will encourage more companies to hopefully update and add training to an online portal or add, shared document programs. This should have been done long ago, but now's the time. We all know sales can be done without face-to-face, group heads can meet virtually, and also hiring, onboarding, and training can be done remotely, which we've addressed in additional webinars, and I hope you have a chance to attend them. So let's look at some good news, which there is. There's many great benefits from working from home. It's extremely cost effective, not just for the employer who can get away with maybe having a little smaller office, but also for employees who don't have to pay to commute, to park their car, to go out to lunch, to have work clothing and dry cleaning. So again, for everybody involved, it can be very cost effective. People can work from anywhere, so it kind of takes that excuse away that I'm not going to be in the office. It's easy to share any of your examples, your training, your materials. It's a great way to share information. It absolutely can increase productivity and efficiency. We're going to talk about that. Your training can be recorded and reused so you don't have to redo it over and over. You can create great competition between team members. You can have strong monitoring tools for your managers. And most importantly, you can get great flexibility, which is what the younger generations want. And that's going to help when you need to hire again. I think it's going to be very interesting to see how many companies continue to allow remote work after the stay-at-home's lifted. So like I said, it can save a lot of companies money annually, so we'll see what happens. So according to Bill Gates and Harvard University, the key to success really in keeping a great talent pool is having flexible time. So Bill Gates really feels it's the most attractive and life-changing work perk there is. Granting the option of creating a flexible schedule that can include work from home really allows people to pursue outside activities, take care of responsibilities without feeling guilty or trapped, often motivating them to approach work more diligently and enthusiastically. And actually, Harvard agrees with him. They did a study with the U.S. Patent and Trademark Office and found that when employees could opt out for flexible work options, they could expect higher productivity, lower employee turnover, and decreased cost. So among those that were studied in the program, there was a reported 4.4% increase in productivity, which is huge. So what can management be doing now? First of all, it's really important to really rethink your job duties and what roles can be done remotely. Some of you may have needed to lay some people off. You may have to reassign duties. You really want to get your job profiles up to date, very transparent. Think about what's really important in doing the job. You may need to combine some jobs, so that would need adjustment. A lot of companies are doing cross-training so that as employees take on different duties, they're prepared to handle it. We want to put in communication protocols. We want to definitely create goodwill using the company communication tools. I'm going to give you some ideas on that. You want to continue to build a family-like atmosphere. You want to communicate a caring and supportive culture. And you really want to encourage your staff to keep on schedule. This is all new and different for them. And absolutely, this is a great time to build stronger relationships. I think we're all finding that we're connecting with people we haven't talked to for a long time. And this can be a good benefit. So some housekeeping tips to help somebody set up a remote office. If they have the opportunity to not work in their bedroom, that's great. We like to see some separation there. You want to make sure that everybody is working on the same versions of programs so that materials are similar. They need to have a comfortable chair. They may need access to a scanner. We want to encourage a headset, or they may be seeing chiropractors. A lot of you might want to have a laptop riser. You might be one of these that likes to stand up and do your conversations. People need to have password protection. It's amazing how many people don't have it, and absolutely an antivirus. They need to have full access to all your materials, any supplies to do their job. And obviously, as an employer who cares, maybe you can use some barter or get them outfitted or send a gift card so they can order what they need, because they need support more than anything right now. So many of you have already been using Zoom or Microsoft Meetings or House Party, whatever conferencing tool it is. They're obviously easy to share and conduct meetings. And like I said, they're very good that you can record and share with people that can't attend. You want to have a communication system. At Media Staffing Network, we happen to use Slack. I am getting inundated these days with emails selling me to products, updates from the SBA, clients, employees, everything. I'm spending like an hour a day going through my emails. So we like to use Slack. That way I always know if somebody on my team needs to get a hold of me, they're there. I don't have to delete it. I can scroll back and see previous notes. So I strongly recommend using one of those tools. So I grew up in the day of Dr. Seuss. And if you could see my office, I have a huge painting of Dr. Seuss, of his in my back. Anyway, but I love this little poem, and it talks about online training. Now, obviously, a lot of us are employing millennials and Gen Zs, so it's imperative to have online training. Now, I read a report from Cornerstone that prior to the COVID-19 virus, learning happened 32% on business travel, 26% at home, 24% while commuting, while only 18% of it was done at the office. The younger generation is not going to use their work time. They'll do it outside of the work time. They want to learn, they want to grow. If the training is not adequate, they're not going to stick around. They're going to move to a company that has better training. You want to make sure all your key documents and orders, your proposals, your templates, everything are on a shared doc platform. But I will tell you, not everybody knows how to attach from those and send. So you want to have some training. So for example, we have Google Docs, and it's not so simple just to go in and pull something up and attach it to an email. So you've got to know how to do that. So again, you've got to confirm everybody's on the same page and knowing how to do that. This is the time, if there ever was, to over-communicate. You've got to have very clear expectations and goals and deadlines. You need to cover them verbally and in writing so that there's no, miscommunication. You want to get your corporate team involved. Having them involved can go a long ways. People love having access to the C-suite, and the more interaction they can get, the better it gives the company. So it's a great way to motivate the team. And again, your employees are your best advocates, and they're going to talk up how they get treated. It's crucial in retention, in future recruitment, and actually in business. Some clients don't like how employees get treated by a company and turn on them. So again, make sure all your staff have key phone numbers, and that those managers that are going to be reachable when they're reachable. I usually like to suggest having a boundary set for hours worked. I mentioned having an intra-office communication strategy to keep everybody aware of any updates, changes, notices. Another reason, and I stress this, having the goals and stuff done even on a weekly basis right now. Everybody is a little frenzied. It's settling down a bit, but people need to benefit from having assistance of what they should be doing. Their life is upside down. So, I think being able to have a checkoff list so that they can feel like they've accomplished something each day and give them some focus and purpose will be very, very beneficial in your productivity with your people. Very important right now, taking some breaks. As an employer, you can set those times and encourage group coffee breaks. This is a frenzied time, as like I said, for many, and many are working to create new solutions while trying to deal with family and business, health, and obviously they're craving time to connect with their friends and coworkers. So it's really important to push self-care. So you might want to have everybody set on the same schedule when they do their coffee break. You could host a mini stretch class, workout class. You could ask people to share a picture of what they did in their break, which could actually create some interesting conversations and help people feel connected. So I know most of you are working on a CRM already, customer relationship management system. In my opinion, this is the most important tool a company can invest in. With remote workers now and again in the future, we know younger generations are expected to job hop more often. People are going to turn over more. That's going to happen. So you want to keep on top of all your clients' business. It's really imperative to capture the information before someone leaves. So my suggestion to companies is to enforce usage and include penalties for not inputting in a timely manner. I like to ask everybody to preset their schedules for the next day. So a manager can see what they're doing, but it also gives them, like I said, their sense of purpose. Some may say, well, this is micromanaging and I don't want to be micromanaged, but right now revenue is down. It's crucial for us to know what the employees are doing, especially the new hires. We want to make sure they're doing what it takes to be successful. You do absolutely have to have your required amount of calls, appointments, and activity clearly laid out in your job profile. Again, you might want to reiterate it in your emails or communications with the team. But again, the more transparent you can be up front, the fewer surprises after they start. So lay out their expectations. Set up virtual sales meetings. This is very important to have. We need this human interaction. So host training that can, and you want to make sure, again, everybody knows how to understand. I'm on too many meetings where somebody doesn't know how to include the screen or whatever it is. So you can turn these into team building and allow everybody to get to know each other. You can have meetings without discussing any business at all. Think about doing a get to know me session, like when we were in grade school and had show and tell. You could do house tours and see how everybody lives, or meet those kids and pets that you hear about all the time. Maybe even doing some fun contests, who makes the best looking cake? May Day's coming up, who's creating the cutest basket? Think about having people make creative sculptures out of canned and boxed foods. We had one team that did a contest for who could take materials in their house and create the best Easter hat. So again, you can have a lot of fun with it. Here's some perks to help you stand out. You can sponsor competitions. It might be a contest for who had the most calls logged, who brings in the most new orders, who's referred the most qualified prospects for open positions. That would be something we could do. Who has the most creative idea for a client, who's cracked a new category of business. There's all sorts of things. This could even spill over into online game tournaments. You could do words with friends. You could send everybody the same jigsaw puzzle and see how long it takes everybody to put it together. You can absolutely set up group lunches where you could have food delivered and everybody join for a virtual lunch meeting. Having corporate send a care package can go a long ways. Everybody's in dire need of hand sanitizer and toilet paper. You could send maybe fun soaps, bottles of wine or cooking tools. You could set up a food trade for those, boxes that come with all the dinners, are all made up. So you could do gift cards, anything. Most importantly, you want to show that you care and you want to invest in products that are hard to find now. And by paying attention to each individual and what they need and want will go a long ways in building loyalty. You obviously want to supply them with scripts and ideas on how to deal with business. Because there's a lot of companies that are hurting. They need to know, what can I say? Should I be selling them? What can I do? So again, the more management can help supply those scripts, the better off. We want to have you set up a contingency plan in case one of your employees comes down with a virus or some other personal challenge. So who's going to cover for them? What can you do to help them through this tough time? Share the information that they want shared. Offer financial aid to help them through difficult times, whether it's cash, gift cards. They may need gas. They may need to go for a drive to get out of the house. They may need groceries. You could host a movie night, send everybody the link. I know a lot of people are cutting back on how many premium channels they have. In some markets, like where I live, we have drive-in movies that are open. Think about setting a night and having everybody in their own car and park next to each other and at least wave at each other. So again, you can do a lot of different fun things. But again, most importantly, let them know their health and safety is your goal. You've got to calm their fears and help them create solutions for each one. You know, we're in a new world and everything's different. And while we may be freaking out and trying to figure out today, we all still have to look at tomorrow. Unemployment rates have soared, you know, and in the short range, those of you that are employers may have a ton of job seekers approaching you. So you're going to need that job profile to be able to cut through and pick the ones that fit the best. In the long term, you know, you're still going to have to attract and hire the best people out there. So again, having a strong career page, having, you know, a good job profile, and those things are going to be helpful. So really what you do now will affect your future, how you treat people, your clients, your community, it's all going to come back. So again, be known as the company who cares. At Media Staffing Network, we are here to help you. We've got creative hiring solutions. We've got online management training on how to hire. We've got outplacement coaching and resume creation. Whatever you need, reach out. You can find us at mediastaffingnetwork.com, or you can email me, Laurie, at mediastaffingnetwork.com. I'd love to hear from you and what your challenges are. Thank you so much, and be safe.